Okay. So I didn't do the problem because I couldn't find anything. I hate it when you have to find an article that has to do with the problem.
Let me.
Yeah, so let's see what you did.
I'll put the link in the chat box, that way you could click on it.
Oh.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's, and then I, like above the link that I sent, I basically put an example of a lien that I thought of is a person that decides to take out a pretty sizable loan, such as a home mortgage or auto loan. And then I just added the three categories after I put the link to the article about the mechanical contractor tax liens and judgment liens.
Okay. So
I think it's fine that it's under that dresser. There's a dresser under the bed somewhere in there.
did you do this week's quiz or last week's review?
The one that's due on the 8th?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Did you get a funny question in there that had you could tell it was from somebody's group because it had the explanation of our example in there, and
I don't think so. Maybe.
oh yeah, I got one that I could. It had group 2 week something, and then it had the thing typed out, and then it said explain your explanation of our example, and then it had the problem and then the question. I was like, well, somebody didn't pay attention when they copied this question over.
I don't think so. No, I'm looking at it. But I need to go back through and retake it.
Oh, do you print yours out?
I do.
No, I just screenshot every question.
Just so that I have them, so that when I go to retake it, I'm not missing the same ones.
Yeah, I just screenshot them.
In one, I think it was one of my accounting classes, I had to take the syllabus quiz like, I want to say literally like 10 times in order to pass.
I hate
and finally,
ones that are syllabus quiz. You have to get 100% to continue on.
Right, and so I was like, I'm just gonna print this out, so I know. So, yeah. So give an example of a lean. Here, I'll copy this into the chat box so you could see kind of what I wrote. The thing that's hard on these is coming up with 25 words.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to just put an example of a lien as a home mortgage or auto loan, but that's only like 10 words. All right, I will type this. Okay, you should see that in the chat box. And I don't know why it says links to an external site. It must be because there's at the end of it, it must be so that you can click on it to take you to the actual article.
Oh, that was only part of it.
At first, I thought I was dehydrated today, but they said, nope, you're good on that.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to lay off on the soda.
Soda will dehydrate you.
Okay, so, and then I would delete the links to external site. So that's kind of weird. And that one too. And then hit backspace. Hit enter. Why isn't it doing the URL? Now,
I don't know.
can you highlight over it? Over the whole thing, and then right click. Maybe delete the backspace, or go to link. So highlight it, right click. No, that wouldn't be it. I don't know. Well, maybe once we save it, it'll, or delete the backslash, and then hit enter. At the end of where it says sold. Or is there space in, maybe that's why, in between the www, that.
There you go.
There we go. All right, perfect. And then explanation of our example. This an explanation of our article. Her article shows examples of multiple different types of liens. And we can adjust that once we do our quiz question as well. What do we want our quiz question to be?
Oh, brother.
Because in the, and what chapter were we on? Were we on chapter 9?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me find chapter 9. That's the hard thing about these books, is finding exactly what you're wanting.
222 or 258?
222. So a lien is an encumbrance imposed on property to force payment of a debt. If the debt remains unpaid, the property can be sold to satisfy the debt. So isn't this basically meaning that they can confiscate your home from you or vehicle?
Yeah.
So what if we do something along the lines of, if I don't know, who do we want our person to be? Because what I'm thinking is we could do, if Bart or we could go church on this. We could go with, if Russell buys a car from Dallin, if Russell buys a car from Dallin and signs a, aren't most car loans like 3 years or 2 years?
Yep.
Or 5 years?
Depending on how new they are.
So how long do we want this to be?
We'll just do a 3-year.
Okay. If Russell buys a car from Dallin and signs a 3-year loan, and go ahead.
So it's a 3-year promissory note. That's what it's called. But yeah, a 3-year loan.
A 3-year loan, and has a remaining balance. Does the bank have the ability to place a lien on the vehicle?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so where's he borrow the money from? Was he sign a 3-year loan?
Where does he sign it?
Is that
We could go with Wells Fargo or Chase.
is that a loan from the bank?
Yeah.
So that is called a lien. That the bank is a lien holder.
Okay. So what about if we change it to and has a remaining balance? What will the bank do?
What do you mean a remaining balance? He doesn't pay? Doesn't make his payments?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're the bank. Make the bank that lien holder. Yeah. Russell. Yes. Did I have anything in here about? Talks about property. Is that? So a lien is an encumbrance upon the property. If the lien remains unpaid, the security held by the creditor can be sold to satisfy the debt, which is the lien.
So what if we if Russell buys a car from Dallin and loses his job, does Russell, can Russell sell the vehicle to satisfy the debt?
Okay. My space bar does not like to work.
All right, perfect. Does that sound better?
Yeah. Okay, so what's our correct answer?
Yes, Russell can sell the vehicle to satisfy the debt.
Okay, and what is our feedback?
Where was that sentence that you found in the book?
258. Under creditors' rights, collection of debts.
I'm not seeing that. I see the, in which bullet point?
Oh, it's under number 1, 258. Right about the middle of the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th line down. Under creditors' rights.
So how about we put, if the lien remains unpaid, the security that's held by the creditor can be sold to satisfy the debt or lien.
Okay. Wrong answer number 1.
Russell can sell it.
How's that?
Okay, that's good.
Okay. All right, what you got?
What if we do no, Russell can do a bulk transfer and has no obligation to pay the debt. I'm looking at number 4 because it says recover the debt before or during the course of a bulk transfer. I'm trying to think how we can word that.
Bulk transfer occurs when the cells are otherwise disposed of by materials. Hmm.
What if we added to that and put, no, Russell can do a bulk transfer and has no obligation to pay the transfer due to the surety of the guarantee. It's SURETY. Because on number 6, it says seek payment from a surety or guarantor who has expressly or implicitly agreed to be liable for another person's debt. So we could, like, for this one, the bank would be kind of like does the bank have the ability to have obligation over it?
Okay, so our feedback is
A person who has expressly or implicitly agreed to be liable for another person's debt, or the bank cannot be liable for Russell's debt. Because I mean, the bank isn't gonna pay, isn't just gonna forgive. That's one of the reasons why it takes people so long to repair their credit if they've damaged it. Because they have to show that they're able to make the payments on time.
okay. So
To be able to build more credit and have a lower interest rate too. So
what is our feedback? Sorry.
The bank cannot be implicit in Russell's, cannot be held responsible or implicitly implicitly involved in Russell's debt.
Okay, last one. James, what are you getting into? You just had dinner. Have a banana.
No.
Have an apple.
No.
Have some toast.
No. Marshmallow.
No.
Sucker.
I don't have any suckers.
Are you with some others?
Where?
A wonderful voyage.
I guess there's no way you can have one.
Can I have some gummy bears?
Yes.
I am trying to decide. I mean, you've never heard of a car being foreclosed on.
To that guy right there. His name is Michael. No, a car is what's that word?
But it's if we do another no, we could put no. Russell can just foreclose on it. Because I'm looking at page 260 under number 7. Because it says if a loan is secured by a real property, there's a mortgage agreement between the creditor, mortgagee, and debtor, mortgagor. Because I mean, there is a title. There is titles for vehicles. Until you have your vehicle paid off, you're not going to get the title.
Yeah. What is that? No, that's driving me crazy. What is that called when they go and just back up to your car and take off with it because you haven't paid for it?
Repossess?
Yes, repossessed. So how are we going to word this foreclosure?
Do we want to do something like on bulk transfer, or do we already have?
We did the bulk transfer.
Okay. Sorry. Garnishment, number 8. The creditor may seek a court order that a sheriff or other authorized official seize and sell the debtor's non-exempt property. Writ of execution on number 8. So we could do something about, no, the bank can obtain a writ of execution and or garnishment. That's what we were looking for. But I mean, this kind of ties into repossess, right? Sort of.
Okay.
Um, And this is hard. Well, I mean, on this one, should we change the no to a yes? Because I mean, there could be multiple. I mean, and I guess it kind of is dependent on how the question is worded. This is hard because it could be a no too. Because I mean, they could obtain a garnishment, right? Because it says the creditor may seek a court order that a sheriff or other authorized official seize and sell the debtor's non-exempt property. Third parties holding property of owing money to the debtor send to the judgment creditor the non-exempt portion of that property garnishment. After costs have been paid, the proceeds go to the creditor until the judgment debt is satisfied. For garnishment, common third parties are employed who hold wages due and banks who hold checking. I don't know. These are tricky. But has our teacher ever said that there can't be another correct answer?
No, we've had
Because we could
questions
do
that
this.
had multiple answers.
We could do this one as two correct answers about the writ of execution. Because I mean, if these questions are on one of the practice quizzes, it would just be select all that apply.
Okay. How's that?
And we're just going to leave it as a wrong answer. That way it's a select all that apply.
Okay.
I think the Dallin is with an I, not an E.
You want to spell it however you want. My uncle is spelled D-A-L-L-A-N, and my nephew is D-A-L-L-E-N.
Okay. That's the thing that I don't like about Word is that you have to add it to have it save so it doesn't miss anything.
Yeah.
I'm always clicking add, add, add.
Just because it doesn't like it doesn't mean it's spelled wrong.
Oh my goodness, I'm tired.
We're halfway there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then did we delete the stuff up above?
I think I did. Yeah.
This one, she put the link in, it'll be good.
Yeah. Okay. How have you done on your study guide?
I need to work on it on Friday. I'm hoping that by tomorrow that I'm much better.
All right. Well, I think we started it.
Do you want to stop the recording?
5:57. Yeah, we've had 50 minutes.